Welcome back, everybody, to the NBA 2K22 MyNBA expansion series with the Scouts. And today, I think we might actually wrap up the regular season. It all depends on how the episode goes. But here's why. I don't want to watch games against teams in the opposite conference or teams that we have already faced or teams that aren't in the playoff race. And unfortunately, that leaves us with pretty much no options besides the Toronto Raptors down here, and then maybe one of these games like the Cavaliers. But we already, I think, watched a Cavaliers game, or at least we have watched plenty of them, and I think by this point down here, we probably will have secured the 1 seed in the conference. Depends on how the next month of the year goes. But I think we'll sim these first 11 games, watch the game against Toronto, and then probably sim the rest of the season because I want to hop into the playoffs and get that going. I do know that last episode I said that we had I think it was 3 or 2 episodes left in the season, but I just don't see it happening right now. I see us just getting it done right now, but we'll see how the episode unfolds. You guys might know if it's already over just by the title of the video. I have no idea right now what I want to do. But we are 8 games ahead of the Pistons. We have about a month and a half left in the season, which is around, I think, 18 or so games. And I think we'll just jump on right in and sim. If you guys have not already done so, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so on your screen is how the last month of the year has gone. All these games right here on your screen are the sim games that we just simmed through. We had 2 losses and we had 9 wins. So we go 9-2. Our losses came against the Heat by 25 points, and of course to the Pistons, who seem to always have my number, especially when they're at full strength. We just can't figure them out right now with Cade Cunningham and Hal Atkins. So we'll see more about that maybe in the playoffs. But as of right now, we are a whopping 61-14 on the year. Just an insane record compared to what we've seen in years past. By far our best season, and we are by far the best team according to the league records. We are 9 games ahead of the Pistons. So I think after this Toronto game, we can wrap up this regular season and just get right on into the playoffs and go from there. This might make it so that we could probably extend the playoff episodes by a bit more, but probably only if the first couple of series go to Game 7. But we will see about that. So first, we took down the Timberwolves by 8 points. 22 points for J.R. Fuller. The Scouts had 27 for Weaver, 24 for Jordan, and a big double-double for Roy Valentine. We beat the Celtics by 16 points, 31 for Gabriel, Westbrook 26 for Weaver, 20 for Jordan. The Celtics had 28 by Swift and 18 for Long. We beat the Spurs by 27 points, 16 for Middleton, 16 for Anthony. The Scouts got 27 for Weaver this time around and 22 for Cartwright. Then we narrowly escaped the Atlanta Hawks, 19-8-6 for Josh Giddey. The Scouts had 22 for Jordan, 19 for Westbrook, double-double for Roy Valentine, just 9 for Weaver. Then we again beat the Nets, this time by 22 points, 20 for Weaver, 19 for Bridges. 18 more boards for Valentine, just racking up rebounds. The Nets had 27 for Craig Washington and 23 and 10 for, I believe, Lenny O'Connor. Yep, that's him. We also beat Portland by 24 points, actually. 18 points for Harrow and for Ramos. The Scouts had 27 again for Weaver, 16 for Westbrook, 17 more boards for Valentine. We took down Brad Ryder and the Kings by 31. 22, 6, and 5 for Ryder. The Scouts had 21 for Weaver, 20 for Jordan, 19 for Bridges, 18 more boards for Roy Valentine, Who can stop this man right now? Then we beat the Knicks by 39 points. 21 for Jamal Harris, 21 for Webb, 17 for Jordan, 16 for Weaver. The Knicks had 15 for RJ Barrett and a big double-double for Stephen Waters. And here was our loss to the Heat. Chandler goes for 18 points and 10 assists. Murray, 17 points. Şengün, 15. The Scouts had 22 for Jordan, 14 for Weaver. Then we took down the Bulls by 34 points. 20 for Weaver, 19 and 10 for Jordan, 18 for Westbrook and Harris. The Bulls had 17 for Zion. And now we are coming off of a loss that came against the Pistons. We got outscored 37-12 in the first quarter. We tried to come back in the fourth, but that came up well short. We lost by 18 points. 21 for Jordan, 15 and 11 for Weaver, 16 boards for Valentine. The Pistons had 43 for Adkins. Valentine was definitely not guarding him. That is a problem. 16 for 19. My God. And today we are on the road in Toronto taking on the Raptors. Ja Morant and Tyrese Halliburton, a really good backcourt duo. And we might have some defensive problems this game guarding those two because I'm not going to take Weaver out of the starting lineup. And Ja Morant will probably just run amok all over him. We'll see how Westbrook handles Halliburton. But everyone else should be fine. I might actually put Westbrook on Little and Jordan on Halliburton and go from there. But I think aside from that, we're good to go. But could be a pretty good test for us. The Raptors are the 5th seed and have secured at least a play-in spot. All right, here we go at Scotiabank Arena. Might be our first ever game watched in Toronto, I think. I could be wrong about that, though. But I did put Westbrook on Little, and I put Jordan on Halliburton as Westbrook can't score in the paint on his first shot. But could be a good defensive test for our backcourts of Weaver and Westbrook and see how they play against Ja Morant and Halliburton as Halliburton fires a deep three off the assist from Ja Morant and knocks it through. And that is how this one starts. Westbrook tries to answer but leaves it short. Ja Morant finds Pittman down low. Pittman scores. Weaver off a couple of screens, gets down low, and lays it in and got the foul called on Ja Morant. The contested finish, some physical action down low by the shortest guy on our team, and he gets that three-point play to go. Halliburton off a screen, drives, a tough finish over Roy Valentine, he got it. Westbrook has it poked out and stolen by Ja Morant trying to drive to the rack. Halliburton off a screen. Fades away. Westbrook to Weaver. Wide open three. And Weaver knocks it down. He's got all 6 to start the Scouts off. Ja Morant now. That's a tough shot. No good. Pope gets the board because they got the switch with Weaver. That's an easy putback. Weaver drives, but can't lay it in. The ball is tipped, but Ja gets it. Pittman over Valentine, no good. Westbrook wants to get his first bucket, but it's blocked on the help defense. And now Ja Morant finds Halliburton inside. Nice pass. Weaver off a screen, drives, goes back out to Harris for 3. Harris knocks it down for once. He does not hit many of those, but that one got nothing but net. Halliburton back out to Ja. It's tipped. Nazir Little gets the ball. Now Pope fires for 3. That one is good on the answer. Westbrook wants to try again. No good this time either. He's like 0 for 5 now. Morant goes back to Pope. Pope fires. Mid-range jumper, no good. It's tipped back to him, though. Now Ja Morant tries for 3 in the corner, and it's good. And we're down by 8. Weaver for 3. He's got 9. Pittman. Contested jumper, no good. Not a good idea to fire one over Big Roy. Now nice pass to Westbrook, but Westbrook can't finish. Come on, man. That was a great pass by Weaver. Little pulls up. That one is good. Westbrook is why we are losing. That is just so clear right now. That was just a terrible miss. And now Weaver throws the ball away. And now Pope inside. No good. Gets it back. Scores the second time. Nothing going right so far for the Scouts aside from Weaver's shooting. Weaver again, same spot as the other two times he knocks it down. Morant. Halliburton, time counting down. Big slide, the layup is good. Are you serious? We can't stop them right now. Weaver off a screen, drives, hands off to Valentine. Valentine lays it in. And the Raptors call timeout up by 6. And I think with that we'll head to the second quarter now, but not a lot of defense being played here. We hop in with about 8 minutes to go in this first half. The Raptors have held a decent grip on this game since the first couple of baskets. And we have the ball down by 7. Weaver finds Jordan for a wide open 3, and Jordan knocks it down. We got to see Jordan be more aggressive here. These last, or pretty much all season, he has really not attacked the rim, has not gotten open. He's been more of a playmaker as Little gets open inside for the dunk off the pass from Ja Morant. But I want to see Jordan get more involved in shooting and driving to the hoop and making some nice tough layups, but so far we have not seen that most of the year, as Harris with a nice bucket off the glass. And now another easy bucket inside for Toronto. Offense coming easy for them so far in this first half. Weaver drives, it's blocked. As your little pump fakes, got Westbrook in the air. Goes up high off the glass and in. Jordan off a screen. The tough layup, no good, but he was fouled by Pittman, so a couple of free throws coming up. The first one is good, and Ronnie Jordan knocks down both. Hicks beats Pittman. Pittman fades away off the step back and hits the shot over Big Roy as well. That's a really tough one, but he got it to go. 15 assists so far in this first half. We are facing the best passing team in the entire league. Westbrook off a screen. Has to fire. It's tipped, I thought, but I guess not. But still a good defensive stop by the Raptors. Now the lob for Ja Morant goes nowhere, and Weaver gets the miss. Valentine. Just back Ja Morant down. Why shoot that man? Halliburton with the ball. Gets in the paint. Out of a shot, finds Little for 3, and Little knocks it down. He's a really good shooter. And we're back down by double digits. Jordan feeds Harris. He wants to get more aggressive on Little. Nice shot. Ja Morant, great pass to Pittman, who dunks that one in. The defense has been terrible for the Scouts so far. Jordan fires for 3 and was fouled on the shot by Hicks. So 3 free throws for Ronnie Jordan. The first one is good. He's got 8 points right now. Just 2 for 3 from the field. As I said, not being aggressive, but he is picking his spots carefully. He's not forcing bad shots. And he goes 2 for 3 at the line. Halliburton off a screen. We cover it well. Pittman out. Now Ja Morant. A deep 3. Hits back iron. Harris. Baseline jumper. No good. Jackie McKnight gets the board and finishes the playoff. Ja Morant sees the basket. Wants to attack and gets there. Weaver finds McKnight down low again for the bucket. Ja Morant attacks. That's a bad shot. Westbrook contested layup, no good, but Nasir Little is called for his third foul with about 2.5 to go in this first half. Westbrook knocks down the first. And the second makes this game a 5-point game. Ja Morant over Jackie McKnight, scores again. Ronnie Jordan waits for a screen, takes it, wants to drive, and finishes. Nice job. They've shot 63%, we've shot 54%. Yeah, the defense has been worse than I thought, as Little just passed open a wide open three. But now he's got it again, same spot, but he left it short. Hicks gets the board. No! Come on, guys. Jordan, a corner three. It's wide open, but it rattles out. Nasir Little pulls up in the paint, no good. McKnight gets the board. Westbrook time cutting down, finds Harris. Harris, wide open three. No good this time. McKnight gets it back and scores again off of the offensive rebound. Little off a screen. Has Harris on it now. Steps back and misses the jumper. Now we'll have the last shot to cap off the first half. What do we draw up here? Cartwright's got it. Off a screen. That's a bad shot. McKnight gets it back, but can't get the putback off in time. And we're down by 5 at halftime. The Raptors lead 59-54. Well, we jump in with 6:48 to go in the third quarter, and we've been outscored 21-9 so far in this second half. I think part of the reason why we're down so much is because at halftime we had been outboarded, out-assisted, out-blocked. It was just pretty much domination by the Raptors. It was just a closer game because not enough time had passed, as we are down by 19 points right now. I probably should have started McKnight in the power forward spot in place of Harris, because Harris is getting outboarded right now by Pope in that position. But yeah, we have not played well on defense as we turn the ball over here on the offensive end. We weren't bad in the first half on offense, but we weren't good either, as that shot is no good. But I hope we can make it close by the fourth quarter, at least by like 10 or so points, but we'll see. We have not looked our best so far today. McKnight with the ball, got to go up, but he can't finish. This Pope guy, a 74 overall, has played really well. He had at least 9 rebounds in the first half. This layup is no good for Toronto. Miles Bridges with the ball. Wants to attack the rim and lays it in. Nice play. But they have still shot 62%. They have really not slowed down there. We have shot 46%. So work to be done, as I was saying, as Sparks, his shot is blocked by McKnight, I think. Now a 3 for Webb on the other end, but it's no good. Kramer with it. 3 on the shot clock. He fires a contested shot that rattles out. They're giving us a chance here to go on a run. Westbrook finds Mullen inside. Mullen, that's a bad shot. Got his own miss and scores this time. Kramer drives. A tough finish is good. Westbrook for 3, top of the key. That one is no good. He has been just ice cold pretty much the entire game. Sparks fades away. It hits the shot. Are you serious? Wade Webb for 3. The silk shooter knocks it down this time. Maladone has a wide open dunk. Come on, man. Webb finds Westbrook, corner three, and Westbrook knocks it down. We need some stops, but we're not going to get them if that keeps happening. Sparks gets inside. We just are terrible off of screens. McKnight tries again on Pope and has it blocked this time. Sparks fires for three. That one hits back iron. Westbrook, nice tough layup. The same play keeps working for them. It's Sparks off of a couple of screens off ball. This has been one of our worst defensive games in quite some time. I think probably one of the worst of the year, or the worst of the year. It's just, wow, we've just been so bad. And we've got to force a three for Webb here that's too deep for him to hit. We can't guard their backups as they score again inside. They just keep feeding the ball inside, and they keep scoring. 56-point paints for them. We have 32. This is awful. Cartwright, though, gets down low and has a simple layup. But the offense has slowed down here this quarter. It wasn't very good in the first half either, but the defense has just gotten worse. Maladone drives, and nobody steps up to help. Bowen gets driven past. And we're back down by 19 points. We have made no headway in closing this gap as Cartwright gets inside again, but it's blocked. That looked open until the very last second, man. Oh, this is awful. Maladone for three. Come on. We've given up 99 points through three quarters. What has happened here?
99. The away team, 70.
How damn fitting is it that our worst and most concerning loss of the year in a watched game comes on the final episode of the regular season, just like last season. That's a bad shot by John Morant. The ball is tipped to Weaver's hands. I mean, yeah, just not a lot of good things to say as that lob goes nowhere trying to find Jordan, but Little gets the ball. We're going to lose. We're going to give up probably 130 or more points because they'll probably score at least one more time. But very concerning, especially on defense. We've scored a buck 13. That's not terrible. That's like the average across the entire league. But, wow, we have just been awful. It was pretty much over like a few minutes gone in that third quarter. Westbrook scores down low, but we've lost. Final score of 115-129 on the road. I think I've said all I could say about this game. Well, we drop our second game in a row. I partly do blame myself for not checking their big man because I just saw the 74 overall and I was like, they won't be a problem, but they were. But I did put Jordan on Halliburton and it made no difference because he scored 28 points, 6 boards, 8 assists, and it was 11 for 13 from the floor. That is, oh man, that is terrible. John Morant, 23 and 13, 10 for 18 from the floor. And then Tyron Pope, their power forward, who is 7 foot tall, If I would have checked this, I would have started Jackie McKnight because he would be much less of a threat, but I didn't, and he's way bigger than Jamal Harris, so that was an easy matchup for them to attack, and it worked for them. Ezra Little shot very well. Theo Maledon off the bench gave them some good minutes. Garrison Pittman played relatively well going up against Big Roy. Sparks off the bench had 8 points. I think we saw all of them. The Scouts had 23 and 9 for Weaver. He was by far our best player. Westbrook got off to a very slow start, but then I guess rebounded without us watching with 16 points. Jordan 15, 6, and 8, not getting as aggressive as I want him to be. 14 for Harris, but nobody had that blockbuster performance, which, that's, I guess, typical for this team this year. It's just been a team year, everyone playing well, but today we just did not play good defense. We got outscored by 17 points in that third quarter, and that was mostly the fault of our starters because they do play the first 5 or so minutes of that quarter, and that's when the Raptors outscored us by 14 points at that point in that quarter alone. So yeah, that wasn't good, and I think matchups were a big problem in that game, and I should have done a better job. But all that being said, we'll wrap up here by simming the final 6 games of the year, and we'll look at the award winners prior to the playoffs, and then we'll check our playoff matchups. So I won't stretch this one too long, but let's just get right down to simming the rest of this season and seeing how everything goes, and then I'll let you guys give your thoughts in the comments down below. And before we check those last couple of box scores, Hal Adkins has won the MVP this season for the Pistons. 25 points per game, 13 boards per game, shot 49%, shot well from 3 relatively, shot very well at the free throw line. That's just overall very impressive stat line. Malcolm Conley wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 10 and 10 for the Warriors. Jackson Chandler wins 6th Man of the Year for the Heat. Giannis wins DPOY with 1.7 steals per game and 1.6 blocks per game. Theodore Swift wins Most Improved Player for the Celtics. And we actually won Coach of the Year. Gregor Hardaway, our coach, has won it for the first time. And we also won Executive of the Year because we are Janeth Ball. So our 65 and 17 record is good enough to give us those couple of awards for the first time in this series. Now for the All-NBA teams, here's the first team. You got LaMelo Ball, you've got Shea, you've got Hal Adkins, you've got Giannis, and you've got Jokic. For the second team, you have DeAndre Ayton, Jason Tatum, Jaren Jackson Jr., Josh Giddey, and Luka Doncic. For the third team, you've got Trae Young, John Morant, who is now hurt. He broke his left hand after our matchup. That's convenient. Zion, also there with Billy Perkins and Karl Anthony Towns. All defensive first team, Bam Adebayo, Jaren Jackson Jr., Giannis, Lonzo, and Ben Simmons. All defensive second team, LaMelo, Davion Mitchell, Jonathan Isaac, Evan Mobley, Don Cameron. All rookie first team, Jerry Warwick, Dirk Klein, Nador, Alfonso Cortez, Malcolm Conley, who won the Rookie of the Year. All rookie second team, Petar Bogaric, Reynaldo Costa, Dwayne Harper, Chad McKinney, and Garrison Pittman. And those are your All-NBA teams. How do we have the best record in the entire league and to have no players on any of the All-NBA teams or any awards at all or the All-Star game? I don't know. So right after we lost to the Raptors, we lost again, this time to the Houston Rockets by 8 points. They came back in the fourth quarter and won. And this would continue to be our longest losing streak of the entire year. I think it got up to 5 games We'll look at those box scores in a second. 20 for Bay, 20 for Wagner, 19 for Westbrook for the Scouts, 18 for Weaver. But nobody really stepping up again here. And then our losing continued against the Celtics. We almost came back in the fourth quarter off of a really good effort, but we lost by 5 and fell short. 32, 10, and 6 for Jonathan Kuminga. The Scouts got 31 from Ronnie Jordan and 16 for Westbrook, and a double-double for Harris. But our fourth loss in a row, our longest streak in that department for the entire year, and then it was over, just like that. Because we used the Clippers to start a winning streak to cap off the year. This was our fourth to last game. We got 21, 7, and 7 for Weaver. We won by 23 points. We had 19 for Bridges, a double-double for Roy Valentine. The Clippers had 22 and 12 for Suggs, but we come out on top. Then we narrowly beat the Cavaliers by 5 points in another pretty high-scoring game where we allowed quite a bit of points. The defense has for sure gotten worse these last couple of weeks, but 34 and 9 for Garland, 21 for Achua, 20 for Sexton, 20 for Mobley. What is happening here? The Scouts, though, nobody scores about 20, but everybody scores something, and they all get involved. So we somehow win without anybody scoring more than 18 or 19 points. I don't know how we keep doing this. Then we played the Heat again, and we actually won this time, but we only scored 10 points in that third quarter. Otherwise, we pretty much controlled the game. But 27 points for DeJounte Murray. The Scouts had 25 from Jordan, and 19 from Webb, 17 for Weaver, and not a good shooting day for him either. 12 and 12 for Roy Valentine. And then we had one more game left on the schedule. And it came in really good fashion, down to the wire, but we come out on top over the Dallas Mavericks by 2 points at home to finish off this season. 26 and 6 for Weaver, 19 for Westbrook, 16 and 9 for Jordan, 12 and 11 for Valentine. The Mavericks had 25, 10 and 8 from Doncic, and 20 points from Jalen Johnson. But we send them home. I believe they are not in the playoffs. And with that, we will go look at the playoff bracket very briefly and look at who our opponent is going to be, because I'm going to sim the play-in tournament right about now. So right here is the bracket. On your left side is the Western Conference. The Lakers hold the 1 seed. The Supersonics are the 2 seed. The Rockets are the 3 seed. The Jazz are the 4, the Warriors are the 5, and the Nuggets are the 6. The play-in tournament over there in the West is the 7 seed Pelicans against the 8 seed Grizzlies, and the 9 seed Trailblazers taking on the 10 seed Kings led by Brad Ryder. We'll see how that goes in a moment. Over in the Eastern Conference, we have been the 1 seed for almost the entire season, and we've been first in the rankings and power rankings the entire year pretty much as well. The Pistons, our arch nemesis as of right now, are the 2 seed, so we won't meet them until the conference finals if either of us get there. The Cavaliers are the 3 seed, the Magic are the 4, the Hornets are back at the 5, and the Raptors are there at the 6. They could be a threat to us, but not for quite a while. The play-in tournament over in the East is the Heat against Boston and the Nets against the Bulls. Quite a bit of teams that we are very familiar with. And let's sim the play-in tournament and see how it goes. Over in the East, Boston beat Miami to move on to the second game, or to actually secure the 7 seed. And Brooklyn beat the Bulls to play Miami in the play-in final, in which the Heat took them down. Therefore, they're the 8th seed, and we play them in the first round once again, just like last season. So the 7th seed is the Celtics, the 8th seed is the Heat. Over in the West, The Pelicans beat the Grizzlies for the 7th seed, and then Portland won and then lost to the Grizzlies, so the Grizzlies got the 8th seed, and now your bracket is finished, and that is how we will leave things off here with this playoff bracket prior to our another playoff run. We have to face the Heat once again. This time we're the 1 seed, they're the 8th seed. We've had a couple of wins, a couple of L's against them this year so far, and hopefully we can stop DeJounte Murray, and hopefully he does not play his best defense against us, but I'm sure that he will. So we'll see how the game plan against that. And a curious little thing here that I wanted to show before we end off here. We had quite a couple games in a row where the other team had the high point score. And it actually goes back to March was the last time where we had the highest score in a game. We actually haven't had a guy score more than 22 points since March 19th, which is when Weaver had that streak of games where he scored really well. But we are just a really good team. We don't have one guy who's going to step up above the rest, but we probably have to look for that at some point in the playoffs, because there will be a team, I can guarantee it, that will challenge us defensively. So we'll see how that goes. So leave your comments down below, like, subscribe. I will diligently look at each roster of our opponents and decide what matchups to use best. I won't leave anything unturned. And that's how we cap off the year. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.